It's a Tuesday and it's time to talk about glass. And we have with us today a wonderful, wonderful guest, somebody who inspired me to start this whole live stream, Mr. Harry Humstone. Hello, Harry, how are you?
Great to be here. I was wondering when my slot would open up.
Ah, I've been chasing you since day one, but you've been very busy.
Yeah, it was when you first started. It was a tougher time, but now when you said you gave me 3 dates, that was pretty easy to pick one. So
Yeah, and I guess it's too cold for you to be out there buying, wheeling, and dealing, so you have more time on your hands now.
I'm trying to wheel and deal, but yeah, right now these next 2 weeks, it's going to be hard. There's just nothing but junk.
Right.
Everybody's high priced right now because they want people to Christmas shop at their house
Oh,
on the porch. So
yeah.
it's a lot more people. I've used Facebook Marketplace now more than ever. So probably
Uh-huh.
half the best stuff I've ever found probably's been it's definitely Facebook Marketplace from a skeleton to fairy lamps to uh, teacups to a whole van full of golf clubs. I mean,
Woo-hoo.
you just see. I mean, they're just. I didn't know much. I just wanted the old ones. He said you had to take them all. I said I'll take them all. Then I found out. Whoo! I had some nice stuff, so it was pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Wow. So you buy stuff not really knowing if you're going to make a big profit, but you know you're going to make profit.
I didn't pay a dime
Oh,
for
it
that.
was free?
No. And the skeleton was free
Woo-hoo.
too. So
Oh, we bought a skeleton at a flea market. I think we only paid like 10 or $15, and we found the same one online for like over 100. So,
yeah, but this was a real human skeleton that I found. It was
well,
the
ours was the kind you display in a science class. So,
yeah.
yeah.
This one was from an 1800s woman that was at a school in Philadelphia, and he says this is real. When we seen it, it was the real thing. So
Woo, scary,
um,
scary.
if I knew what they were worth now, it'd be hanging back here with my shirt on it. So that
No.
it's gone.
I'm thinking
A
this
guy
is,
gave it to his son. So his son
uh,
wanted a skull, so we gave him the whole skeleton. So
oh, I
pretty
was
cool.
wondering what you'd done with it. We have a lot of people already showing up. We got Mike, probably Mike, but maybe Mike and Mark. We have Yvonne, Mom Knows Treasures. We have Lori, former guest. We have Yvonne, Mom Knows Treasures, former guest. We have Bella Milk. I don't know if I already said Bella Milk. And we have Christy. And we have Melissa, the very first person who was here, all time uh, gems and jewels.
I think I know everybody in here, so that's
Oh,
cool.
yeah. We're all regulars with us.
Yeah, I'm glad you came in this slot. I like watching. You've had some great guests and some. You had the one dude. He's got like a ton of followers. I forget what he's. Dominic.
Dominic,
Yeah,
yes.
he's probably karate chop me if he's in the background saying, "You don't know my channel." Yeah, I know your channel. I just forget. I know his name.
Uh-huh. Yes, Dominic. Well, I was on his Facebook group for a long time as a moderator. And that's back when his group was like 10,000, 15,000. And once it got to, I don't know what number, I said, Dominic, I can't be a moderator, so I bowed out. And now there's other people who are still there. I think Lori is a moderator still on his thing. But yeah, he's one of the many wonderful people I've had come through. And it's so funny because different people will say, well, I don't know anything about glass. And I'm like, that's okay. I don't either. We're just going to chat. But you, on the other hand, you are Lori is still a moderator on his Facebook group. But you, on the other hand, I consider you a pro. So I am very looking forward to seeing what you're going to teach us, what you're going to show us. Bestow your wisdom on us.
Well, not a pro. Tim's the pro over the years. He's
Oh,
the
yes,
I
Tim.
saw I call him the godfather of glass. But I know some. I'm more into the old bottles and what I'm going to show you, glass insulators and stuff like that. But
Uh-huh.
I'm starting to. It's easy to learn it because all you got to do is Google Lens anything now and take a picture. Like here's one I just dug out of the, and I said, "What the heck is this?" By the way, so this
Uh-huh.
is an old estate sale find. It's pretty nice, so, and
It's
it's got glowing
beautiful.
marbles in there too. If you can see, I don't want to dump them all,
Woohoo!
but
The marbles. Have y'all seen
I
his marble video? Oh, that was a good one.
Mosier glass. This
Mosier.
little capote, I guess that is that way I say that capote.
I was
The
gonna
little
ask you, is that how you say it? Because I don't know if you pronounce the E at the end or not.
well, I use the simple thing. It's a candy dish.
Candy
Stick
dish.
candy corn in there, but that's an old one. It's I think this is like a $50 piece of glass.
Woo
So
wait.
that
$50.
one there, I Google Lens tonight. I said, this has been sitting in the vault for a while. Let me just bring it up. Probably the last 2 years, I've learned more about glass than I ever knew about it. From
Oh.
what's Fenton, I can pretty much see what that's Fenton. That's Viking. Oh, that's Westmoreland.
Wow. I still haven't learned all those just by sight. Uh-huh.
A lot of pieces you can. Lot of, and it's just the moon and star stuff's the L.E. Smith stuff,
Ellie Smith. I'm
and
starting
now
to
that's showing up
recognize.
all the time. Towards the end of the yard sale season, I'm going, well, there's one. How much? $5. How much? $2. $1. $10. I'm just going. I'm not feasting on it all because a lot of people like that stuff. So just grab.
Do you buy glass if it's got a little chip, even though like it's not a very pronounced chip, but you already see it has
It
a
better be
defect?
tiny, tiny. See,
Okay.
I differ from a lot of people. A lot of people say I don't mind chips. I personally do. I get pretty mad when I bring it home and see that I missed one. Uh, Unless it's really old glass, I don't. I'm
Oh,
not
okay.
going to. Especially if there's a honk. I pretty much look, and sometimes I get it home on that table and start, saying this is what I found. I say, God darn, there's a crack in that. Because I got this big old thing out of I guess it's Italian and they're huge and they got that big stopper in there. It's all glass and they're only for the
Uh-huh.
set. And they're not a genie bottle. They go like this and they go up. And they're all
Yes.
hobnail all the way up. And it's
Uh-huh.
blue. When I got that sucker home and I paid $20 for that piece of glass, I'd
Ooh,
seen
you paid up.
there was a crack in it, but they go for over $100 and 200 hours. And I know they're just Italian. They probably sold in the stores in the 60s and 70s for somebody that, it was what's that, mid-modern century decoration stuff, real decorative. But this piece has a crack, but I bet you the stopper's still worth $30 alone.
Wow.
So.
Yeah. Lori says when she buys auction lots, there'll be chip stuff in there. So, or
Yeah, if
yeah.
you do that, I know that can happen, but
Oh yeah. When you're in the car and then you hear clink in the back, you're like, what?
I've done it. I've done it. I've gotten home and I've chipped the teacup, and that makes me mad. And
Oh.
the best piece of glass I've got, I had a couple beers and I'm carrying it down. It's right here, $5. Then this is old. This is I forget who makes this, but there's a tiny little flea bite on one of these things. This is like a $200 piece of glass. And when
Whoa.
I got it home, I didn't think this was the best piece until I started looking them up. I'm going, you got to be kidding me.
Oh
So
wow.
later on, I looked, and damn that there wasn't. There's a little flea bite on it from me carrying two pieces together, and they just
Uh,
tanked, just tiny tank. And I think it flea bit my piece, so that probably took. It takes a chunk of value out of that, and
yes.
this was a nice piece. That's that Carnival is this
Yes,
is
that looks
before
like
it's
mine.
old.
Where's mine?
It's got a horseshoe in the middle. It says
A
good luck on it.
horseshoe.
It's a pretty nice piece of glass, and I forget who makes it, but it's going to sit here a while with the rest of this is like this part here is like the glass corner. I can just grab a piece and say there you go. but no design inside. She's talking about that. Oh my God, it was on Worth Point is where I seen it, and I said, oh, that's old. It's probably from the 2010s. It's not really depression glass. It's older than that.
Did you see mine? I have one kind of like that. It's not as big as yours. It's got an oily thing in the middle.
Yeah, I did. Yep. Yeah, that's nice. Is that Fenton?
I don't know. Somebody told me what it was, and I already forgot.
Yeah, because I brought a piece home like that out of an estate sale. And when I got it home, and it was a Fenton piece, and it was smaller, but it kind of had that block design on there, or whatever you want to call that. And I didn't see a crack in it. It had one. I said, "You son of a gun!" I was getting these pieces for $5 out of there, and that I thought was an attractive piece. So
Mike and Mark are
Northwood. There it is. Northwood. That's exactly who that is.
That's right. They're the ones who told me this was Northwood.
Okay.
But I won't sell it. I like it.
Yeah, I would like to. I've seen these at some of the antique stores and stuff. They're pricey, so.
I think I paid 10 at an estate sale, but I cannot remember.
I would have grabbed that. That has some good color.
It's all scratched up, like as if they used it. I don't know if you can see, but it's all got lines. You can't see it, but it's scratched up. So that's all right. I'm gonna keep it. It's one of my
that one was perfect. She brought out a box of glass, and they were moving, and it was the last place we stopped in with my daughter, and I said, well, how much you want? And she's going $5 a piece, because this is the one I thought was my best piece out of that.
Oh, wow.
And that isn't. It's a nice piece of glass, but I don't think it even holds a candle to that Northwood piece. This was in there. There was a piece with that was even like the Northwood piece, but that one had a big crack and chip in it because their kids were smacking it around and stuff, I guess. And when she brought up the box, nothing was, wrapped. Nothing was wrapped at all. So,
wow, it's amazing, and it lasted as long as it did.
I know. Here was another piece out of that. Now that has the little lid to it, and this one is like a purple, and you can't. My lighting here, excuse me, everybody, it really stinks.
Oh, how pretty.
But this is a nice piece of glass, but this actually has a little chip, and on the bottom it says. Westmoreland's on the bottom, page 126, I guess it was on. But on the little lip here, a tiny little chip. So I was popping these pieces for $5 a piece. I think I got 5 pieces.
Yvonne nailed it. She said Westmoreland makes iridescent glass like that too.
Yeah. So that was the Westmoreland piece. So that was a nice little end of the sale day when I picked up those pieces. And it's a shame that one piece was broke, because I think that was even better than that horseshoe piece. So it was pretty great. So you win some, you lose some, then you break some. And that's a real drag too, is when you clang them. So I suggest if you get your glass home, do not run around with a beer in one hand and glass in the other after later on in the day, and relax, set it, and get away from it. Pick it back up the next day.
when you're done with the glass. I had the picture that reminds me of my aunt. I had it on the floor thinking I'll put it away, and then I shoved the box and I heard crack. And I said, no, not that picture. And the ugly one that was next to it, nothing. But the one I really liked, I broke it. Hello, Bluegrass Picker.
Oh, that's my
welcome.
Man. Anthony, that's one of my men.
Oh.
He does lives with me, and we got some coming up. We do top 20s and just pick a lot of music, stuff like that. And some people in the chat get mad, and we kind of enjoy that sometimes. I said, this is our opinion, our opinion. So don't get upset, or you can pull top 20 of your own list and come on next time with us. No takers on that. They're scared to come on. You want to see some insulators?
I was gonna say, you said insulators, the good ones and the not so good ones. So teach us.
All right. Well, from yard sale, as a kid, I used to collect old bottles and glass insulators. So I sold all my insulators and old bottles to build a fence to keep a dog in.
Oh, wow.
Okay. So at a yard sale one time, I go up, and this is there, and this gets you started right off the bat. This isn't dyed. This is a real legit insulator. So right off the bat, I know it was something because it's cobalt. And you say,
Yeah.
"Oh my God, look at that! There's no chips on this either. This is a real beauty."
We have some basic questions that we see them all over. Don't know anything about them. What are insulators?
They're on top of a telephone pole they used to hook to your houses. All along the old railroad tracks were everywhere were these beauties. Some lines were marked by different color insulators. So at one, they would break these. They would go up and down the line, and the workers would bust the bottoms out of these. So people would stop stealing them because they were going up the poles and unwrapping, I guess, and grabbing these somehow. They were getting these off the poles, and so this is probably about $300 to $500 insulator, and I got it for
no way.
Yeah.
$300 to $500.
Yeah, I got back into it after that, and then I started getting them again. And when you're older, you got a car. So, and there's Facebook Marketplace, and there's Craigslist, and there's garage sales and all this. So I start selling them. I start grabbing them for $1 and $2, and then now I've got thousands. I mean, I bought collections from people. So.
Oh my gosh!
That's how it got me back in. So these, if you see cobalt blue ones, grab them, and good luck if you see them. If you see my buddy's down the street, I got one for him from a collector because he wanted one. His has milky swirls in there. So sometimes they didn't care what was in that pot. They just made the insulator. So if you look at the green ones and they got these brown swirls all over, then if you want to grab it. If it's got it looks like a snowstorm hit it. There's all kinds of cool looking junk and white specks everywhere. Millions of bubbles. You want to get it. It's not common, and collectors like those. This is more like the common ones. These you pay a couple of dollars for. A lot of people will pay more, but this is that might get 10 on a good day. But that's
what makes that one not as valuable? It looks the same to me.
Because there's millions and millions of these, and that's a Hemingway. And then here's let me see, where's another one? I've got something like this one here. There's hundreds of these out there too. These are little ponies.
So that's not an expensive one.
Nah, this one's a little better because it's usually from PA. But there's the Brookfields and Hemingways and some of these. Well, these aren't a big deal either. These are little beehives. Unless it's amber or purple, this is pretty much your basic. And those three, Brookfield, Hemingway, there's some Lynchburg ones that are no big deal. Armstrongs, the newer ones. I don't like the ceramic ones. Most of those are not very valuable, and I got boxes of them out there. When I bought the collection, there's Pyrex. That's about a $30 to $50 insulator.
Really?
Got a couple of those. They're pretty cool. They look like carnival glass, which they are.
They sure do.
And Pyrex made them. I don't know whose lines they were on. Because you remember, they ran on telegraph lines, they ran on telephone lines, they ran on all kinds. So when you see this little blue one, here's the sister. This is kind of a amber reddish. This is another really nice one.
Yeah.
$100. Drip points are all good. Even with these chipped up a little bit, you can grab them. You don't want them. If you cobalt blue, even if it broke, It's still probably $50
Oh,
insulator. But these are kind of same but different colors. And the basic of this is just green. So there's
oh,
that. And then you can get lucky if you know what you're looking for. And this is the
uh-huh,
truth. I looked online and I'm looking in a box. He's got a picture. She did. And I said, I want to buy the insulator. She said, $2 a piece. So I left work excited because I knew I had something. I thought it was a diamond, but it was this one. This is the cream of my crop.
oh
There's
yeah,
a green one like this one, and then this is like a mustard gold. It looks greenish too. But that
uh-huh,
one there is worth a lot of money. That's all I'm going to say. And when I started showing pictures, if you could
uh-huh.
hear the one thing a guy on Instagram sent me, told me to hide it, people would break in my house.
No way.
That's kind of my holy grail. That was a really
Oh,
nice find. And this is an old Brookfield. And I think this is a CD. Should I be telling? I know it's a CD 124 or some funky name. I have the green. I got a basic one. I have a green one that's a nice one, like a 7-Up
uh-huh.
green, and I have that gold one. And when I seen that come out, I said, "Oh, that's something even better than what I thought it was." Plus, I got some mason jars off of them, old toys, and then a pick later on down the road from her dad cleaning out stuff. So it was just a big bang bang dead. So very nice.
So you got that insulator for $2 and you won't say how much it's worth, but earlier you showed us the blue one and you said 3 to 500.
Yeah, well, that's worth more than that. So well,
Wow.
yeah, there's some nice ones. I've got 7-Up green ones. I've got purple ones. I've got Canadian. I've even picked up something like a couple Australian ones, and I got 50 for one of those, and that was just at a rummage sale. I kept one and sold one, so that was pretty nice little
Wow.
one.
Wow.
But I didn't get an insulator at all last year. I didn't see them. I saw a
Oh.
few junk ones. So it's kind of like last year was lantern time.
Ah,
So
yes, your
Coleman
Coleman's.
lanterns, and I bought a bunch of these. So they're glass. They count. They count.
Yes, they do.
That one
And
is New York Central Railroad, and that's a really nice lantern.
that
But
is
I know
pretty.
about that. I have those with red globes again, blue globes, and embossed, more desirable. The cobalt globes, the orange globes. There's colors, everything, and I think
Yes, it
that's
is.
the same with glass. And there's clear
Yes.
glass, okay, and then there's color, and everybody likes color. Cobalt is a big color, and so some of the oranges and things like that. So,
Mm-hmm.
and that's insulators, and I've got videos out there, like several, that show you when I found insulators and bought insulators, and then I bought a whole collection. So, and
Wow. I need to go see those.
I've been to a house that the house was completely full of insulators. A barn was completely full, and a tractor and trailer. This
Oh,
guy was the king. And he
wow.
passed away, and I got to meet his father and buy some before he sold the whole collection. So that was pretty wild, though, too.
Yeah.
So I'm taking a breath. Any questions?
And a sip.
Any questions? There's
I
I for
think the
Profit.
chat,
I haven't seen him before.
I
How you
think the
doing?
chat, yes, I for profit is Vincent. The chat is speechless. No one's saying nothing.
I was gonna say, oh, that guy's full of crap. I used to throw those in mailboxes. No, but last insulators, if you're from railroad towns, and Pennsylvania's full of them, and if you go to like the old Poconos and stuff, you'll still up on the mountains where the old lines ran and stuff. You'll see those poles are still up there, and there's glass insulators all over. Those old telephone poles are railroad all down, and they used to have like 3-4 rows of them. So there was probably 100 insulators per pole.
Wow. And nobody's stolen them?
Well, they're all commons. Like the one guy went to his garage. He
Oh,
wanted the insulators that they were. He knew this Maryland line that they were changing over, and they had 5-gallon buckets of them. And he says, "I'd like some." And they said, "You have to take them all." So he did. He filled a whole barn up, and he probably had. There's the video. You'll see that he's probably got 300-400 buckets full of insulators all the way to the
wow.
top. So people cut holes in them, and they make light fixtures, and
Hmm.
people paint them, winter scenes, and all that too. So it's crafty too. So
Yeah.
it's just like anything else. There's collectors out there for them. There's shows and all that cool stuff.
Yeah. Wow. And what else do you have that you're going to show us to teach us?
You know what? I brought a couple teacups. It was the lady that was in there?
Yay! I love
Yeah.
learning about teacups.
When I go out to people crack, I didn't know anything about these. We cleaned the house out. A woman was a hoarder of teacups, so she had
Oh,
rooms
right.
full of them. So that's how I started getting into them. I brought home and just cleaned up about 200 of them. So I learned a lot.
200 teacups. Was that a
So
real video?
yeah, no, that one was I bought. This one was way back. Yeah, it's a clean out video, and like I said,
Oh,
you'll
okay.
see me. It's one of my first ones about 3 years ago, maybe
Oh,
4
okay.
and a half. But now I buy them and I know what to look for. So you can still get these for $1 to $5 at yard sales. So names I look for is Ansley, Shelley, Paragon, Royal Albert. Here's a Shelley. So these
Oh,
things.
let me put you on solo.
I've sold a Shelley for over 200. I think this is a nice cup too. This is about
Wow.
150 cup. Look at the inside of this thing. It's like
Oh, yes.
kind of like a turquoise flower scene going on. So and it's yellow. So that's most of your cups are white and they're only worth $5 and $10. So you can't see the bottom, but on the bottom is Shelley. SHELLEY. There's Shelley cups. I get nasty players, and I'm sorry, everybody, but that's what that thing looks like. Now this is a good cup, and when I see Shelley's, I kind of like them even more than the Ansley's. But Ansley's have signed cups, and this is one. I just bought a collection. I think it was beginning of fall. I went down and bought them all. But this one here pays for the whole collection because in here it's signed by that F. Bailey. And when you see that in these Ansley cups, this is an Ansley cup, by the way, which you can't. My glare is terrible, guys, and it really is. And you can't
Well, just
see
bring
it.
it closer to the camera so we can see
See,
the inside.
I think it's going to go. See what it does? Hold on. Oh, you stink. Oh,
That's fine.
We might get lucky. But that's upside down, Ansley, so that's even worth more. That cup right there, it says Ansley in there. It's got the little crown. These are the fine bone china British. They're all British china cups. And
how old are they, more or less?
Probably the 20s. Probably that one's the 20s and the 30s.
That's 100 years old.
Yeah, they're getting there. Now, when you get to the old ones in 1700s, just the blue and white one, I don't know anything about those. I just know these English cups, what I look for. And of course, I don't want chips. And I don't
not on teacups, that for sure.
No crazing and no chips. I mean, I don't want it. And a lot of them don't have it. So check them out. And the Japanese cups too, there's like a Royal Sealy and there's Occupy Japan stuff. When they got that, there's a lusterware. It's that real shiny, oily look on them. They're starting to pick up. Some of them have good colors. You'll see. I picked up a box load of them for like $20, and I got like 50 cups out of there, and they were all those Royal Shellys and stuff. That was a nice little buy at an estate sale. I don't have any here. Here's your basic jobbers right here. This is a oh, this is Royal. I don't even know who this guy is. Royal Dover. So that's probably like your basic $10, $5 cup. So you can
Okay,
let
so
the
that's
kids go
basic.
out in the yard and fill sand in them and have their teacups. But don't let them play with your Ansleys, and remember color. If that thing was full of color and you'd see the outside's all like a royal, and there's some real thick color inside, grab them, because color, even if it's fine bone china, it's got a lot of color to it, pinks and stuff. Just your basic white with a rose, it's not going to be any big deal like these. I mean, here's another one. This is a Royal Albert, but it's probably a $10 cup, maybe 15.
Really? Even though it's a Royal Albert, it's still not.
Yeah, because there's not there's not a ton of color on this, but it is a there it goes.
Oh yes, I can see the name.
Now we're getting it right.
I can see the name.
So maybe 15. I don't think anymore. I put it for like $19.99 or something. I've had some real nice Royal Albert stuff, and it sells. It will sell. So the people like those names.
Does it need the saucer to sell the cup?
No, not always, but they usually come in pair. If you got good stuff like Ansley and stuff, somebody wants to replace it. They might have had a chipped cup or chipped saucer, or they've never had it. So now they'll say, hey, that's my match, or that's close enough. I'm going to buy that off you. And that's when they pay almost the same as you would for the damn cup. You could, because, I got it, you want it, here's the price. And they'll pay for it because they're collectors.
Regina, hi.
So now is another thing I bought box loads of, where, you ever hear of the salt cellars or open salt?
You pinch the salt? Uh-huh.
They were like this. There was cabinets. She was giving them to me $1 a piece. I went in there. This has the cobalt blue insert. It's pretty cool stuff. Some of them these are sterling silver, the little Coke spoons or your salt spoons. They kind of remind you of some. You could use it probably for either one if you want to do that stuff. But this is just silver plate, I'm sure. Though it does. It has a name on the bottom, but I don't know what the heck it is. But see, these are probably $10, $15 each. There's a ton. I have a ton of it, and a lot of them came with the sterling silver spoons. So I was grabbing them right now. I said, $1 a piece. She said, yeah.
I know.
I was I'll take 1, 2, 3. Here's $100. Let me count them. Here's another $100. I bought a bunch of the chickens. These are the little ones. So if you got the big ones, there's the baby ones. That's like a frosted pink, and I believe that more than likely is Westmoreland, but I'm not positive.
Those are cute.
I got probably about 20 of these guys, all different colors, pinks, cobalts.
Oh, and so which go for more money, the little chickens or the little open ones?
Well, they're considered the salt cellars too, because they're small. It's all color again. I've had them go for $30 and $40 for one.
Yeah, I would say that
is probably, if you really want to hold on, probably about $14, $15, because that's a pink frosted jobber. Definitely $9.99.
At a Harry store near you.
Yeah, well, that's how I price them. I always put that just like a store would, instead of put 10 on Mr. $9.98, something like that.
Oh, and you see, I sell on Macari, and we can't do that. We have to use gold dollars.
Yeah. So.
I can't do that psychological trick.
Yeah, but I have shelves for it, and I started at the end even taking the clear stuff, because there was some really nice looking clear stuff in there, and she was giving me those like I said, "What about the clear?" 50 cents a piece. So I started loading those up.
Woohoo!
It was crazy, and a really big, cool piece of glass I got at the time was one of them monster orange swung vase.
Swung.
Uh, I didn't know that it was worth what it was, and I bought it for $1 and sold it for like 25 on Facebook Marketplace because I just keep another ad. Then I started looking at the prices of them. Later on, when I started really getting into them, I said, "Jesus, I just gave away a really nice." That woman jumped in her car. She just burnt rubber out of the parking lot when she got it. So that I only paid $1. So
That's karma for you. You get good deals, you give good deals.
yeah, and it took, and you learn. That's the only thing you can do. And I found a couple since then now to clean out. So not that color though. That orange kind of had, and that glowed. That glowed on the bottom. And glowed
Oh my goodness! Woohoo!
It looked like an ugly piece. It's still an ugly piece of glass, but you look at some of the, they'll have that, what's the one site? Oh my God, everybody shows their stuff.
Instagram, okay.
Now, if you look at Follow the Glass people, they'll have a room just surrounded with those damn things.
Yes.
All over the place, on their windowsills.
Those are collectors. They're not resellers.
Oh yeah, they've just got tons of them. The greens will be with the greens, the orange, the blues, all that. So that's some of the stuff. I mean, it's everywhere. Roseville pottery. I know a little bit about that.
Oh, pottery. That's something I'm real weak on.
I'll show you a fake piece that really got me.
Oh no, a fake.
Yeah, I got burnt with this one.
Oh
I thought I had a
no.
holy grail. I got in the car and flew into Pennsylvania. I did the video, and at the end, they started in the comments. I go, "I don't know if it's," and they're going, "That's fake." That's fake.
No. I don't remember seeing that video. Oh shoot.
Yeah, I forget. But number one, there's a letter backwards, so that kind of tells you that's a fake Roseville pottery. Look at how that R is. Can you guys see it? There's not backwards. 868, 8968, I think.
I see the 8.
How floppy it is. The R. That's a giveaway.
Oh, it's so hard to see. It's so hard to see.
Yeah, I guess. I'm trying to. Can anybody see that R? You can kind of see the 8968. But
I can see the numbers.
Can you see that now? I swear to God, I'm gonna get lighting one day. But this has a dull color to it.
It's
the real one,
yeah.
The real ones are worth good money. This one here it isn't worth a dime. I never used it as a reference,
Yes.
To look at the R's on the bottom of these things.
Okay.
These are real ones. So I have one shelf of what I have for real Roseville. And this stuff went down in value, and it used to be hot crap, but this is the real piece of it.
Oh.
You can really see how thick the writing is. The R on. Ooh.
Let's see.
You can't say it. There you go. Look how.
I can see yeah, I can see the R, the big.
But you see how deep it is, and
yes, the curve, and
somebody's going to
very pronounced.
The other R kind of wraps under the O and goes all the way over to the E. It kind of straights underneath. The fake one does. But these are. Now I bought this piece and it's chipped.
Careful, don't chip it more.
This has a flea bite right there on the lid, but at $5 I took it.
Oh yeah,
that's a pretty old piece. That's right. So, dude,
so when you say old, like how, from what decade?
I don't know. What are these from? Probably the 20s, the 40s, 20s, 40, probably 40s and 50s. I think. I'm not quite sure about Roseville because I only got 4 pieces of it.
Uh-huh.
5 if you don't count the fake. So,
So
but when I see it at yard sales, I really look at it. And sometimes I'm ready to go, and they'll say, there's a chip on it. I say, no, I didn't see it, and then it's a big one. It's like a zit that you didn't see until the lights came on. It's
yes.
huge. I
Yeah.
don't want the big cracks in them either. So,
So you think
but
the person who sold it to you knew it was not fake?
of this
The
one
fake
here,
one.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think and I don't know. It's priced. It was a good. I think it's the price of an education. I guess because it's
I'm
out
just
there and
wondering
a lot
if
of
they
people are buying it.
truly believed it was the real thing, and they
Oh
didn't
my
know either.
god! I jumped in my car. I had smiled to the ears that day. I thought, oh man, I got $1,000 piece of pottery. Nope. No, they did. As soon as I showed the pictures on and made the video, they're going, "Hey, tell you, bub, that's fake." Oh,
Oh,
okay. Oh, then then Googling and it's easy to spot the fakes and the dull, how dull that is compared. If you see the finish on these, you
I was gonna tell you.
um,
Can you put it side by side so we can see
well, I'll
the
try to match that color a little bit.
no yeah, okay.
Here we go. This real,
Uh-huh.
that fake. So you got
Okay.
real Memorex. You would say that it just doesn't have that glow. It's dull. It's
It's
just a
dull.
dull
Okay. Yeah. It's a
piece of
learning
pottery.
experience.
So, and this has that old look to it. This is kind of like says, hey, put some tea in that and get out your teacups and have a little party here.
I
Like,
bet the tea even tastes better coming out of a beautiful.
who knows? I don't know if you can even use that stuff, but I know it was decorative and there were big collectors of that stuff. So, and the big thing that's good about that is it breaks easy. So a lot of pieces got broke over the years. So that
Oh,
kind of makes your
so
pieces a
that
little
makes
rare.
it more valuable, the ones that are still around.
Very careful and keep the kids out of the trophy room. That's definitely a thing you want to do. So,
And the furry kids too.
oh, dogs, man. No, it's not too much. It's something that will get behind things. Small, I guess, the smaller animals like the cats and dogs and maybe a couple wild. If you have exotic pets, definitely keep them out of it.
Merry Christmas, Tam
Oh,
and Belle. They're all the way from England and they're gonna go Betty bye.
they got their Wednesday already, so
Yeah, they sure are. Merry Christmas to you. Gosh, it's already gonna be Christmas this weekend. Woo!
yeah, I'll probably do something Friday and then Saturday just hang out with the family and all the good stuff. So, but if you're picking
Oh, I'm
up
so sorry. Scotland. Thank you.
Scotland,
Scotland.
see to us that's like Pennsylvania, Jersey, and Delaware. It's Ireland and Scotland and Wales and UK or England, whatever it is now. So I don't mean to offend them.
Scotland. Oh, yay. Thank you for the education.
Yeah, but if you guys are in warm climates right now, go get up early and up. I always am the first at the yard sales. They're setting up, and they either say yes or no, so that they're not going to throw something at you, and they're not going to beat you up. Though I've been scared maybe twice. You get a couple weenies out there, but most people pretty much, I'm here to sell. Come on up. Just ask questions while we're setting up. So there you go.
Hmm.
And you pick
That's a
up.
good idea.
Here's the stuff you get for $1, man. Every
Ooh,
stuff. So it's the stuff I look for. The old hobnail Fenton,
nice.
and if you're lucky, oh, I guess the fairy lamp, and we'll see if we can get it to go up.
Oh, yeah, yeah. You were talking about your collection. Ooh, I wonder if Renee's still here.
This is probably well, you got your basic Fenton jobbers. So I'm supposed to sell these. I'm not supposed to collect them. So
Oh
I got
yeah.
to. These are all the Fenton ones, and that's all I have. I picked up a whole bunch of these one night for $5 a piece. So this was one of them.
Wow. What do you
I
call
had
that one?
these are all Fenton
Yeah, but
Fairyland.
they're called like whatever the name.
Fairyland tea
Oh, I know,
lights.
but like the design. I think
Oh,
the
I'm
design.
not quite sure what these are, but they're all signed, and I don't know if
Uh-huh.
that matters. Fenton, most of their stuff's hand painted and signed anyway.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
this was the cool one right there, and he glowed.
Oh,
So I don't think you'll.
is
He's
that
like
like a
a custard glass.
snowman?
Yeah, he's a snowman.
How
He's all
cute.
primed and hand painted, and he's thick, and so I've had him for over. I suppose to sell them and kind
No.
of kept them for long term. Eventually
Yeah.
will, but these are pretty cool. And these ones this time of year right now are hot. So
Oh boy,
if you
yeah.
have them and you're going to get hold them, and you do want to sell them, I'd sell them from right after Halloween to now because people want these jobbers here. So
Yeah, he's saying these are fairy lamps. The snowman
yep,
is
they're all. I have 3-piece. There's a 3-piece back there. And these are the 2-piece. Yeah, he's a fairy lamp. Where's that 3-piece? Here it is.
3-piece.
Yeah, that one.
Interesting.
There's one part of this that doesn't match, but for some reason she didn't have the proper thing, but it doesn't matter because this should be clear and it's a green
Ooh.
piece. So it holds it. These are all Fenton. So they
Oh,
go
how
bang.
beautiful.
So this right here, they
Yeah.
go for 50. This right here alone, that goes for about 100. I sold one of these for over a couple hundred. So that
Woohoo!
paid for that day. And it didn't match like this one. This part
Uh-huh.
didn't match, but I said they do not match. And they took
Uh-huh.
them in.
Wow.
That's your hand painted cobalt
That's a
blue.
large one.
Very, very, very desirable to the
Yeah.
fairy lamp world. So
Yeah.
just more stuff that collects dust on my shelves that
Hey,
I
that's
like,
fine.
and my partner does not. So, but yeah, and I ended up. I get these once in a blue moon. These are hard to find now. The ones you'll find the most are those moon and stars ones, or
Uh-huh.
the stars and bars. One's
Stars
Ellie's
and
Cliff,
bars. Yeah.
and the other one is it Indiana Glass? I think is the stars and bars.
Yes, the more round one. Yeah.
It's not. I found like 3 or 4 of those last year. Of the star of those, they're big too. They're behemoths. So, but
They're
these are
heavy.
cool.
Yeah.
You gotta admit, even if these are really cool. God, I wish you could see that glow.
Oh, do they glow?
Let's see right
Yeah,
here.
turn off your lights. Get off your duff and turn off the light so we can see the glow.
Okay, here we go. Will it work? Nah, it doesn't give the meaning, but that does glow. So
Oh, okay.
you can't really see it, but it's got that glow in the dark fluorescent yellow look to it. So
Ooh. You need to put like one of those battery operated candles so we can see.
to go in there to watch it go look what it would
Yeah,
look
yeah.
like.
So you don't get wax all over it.
Yeah, I wouldn't put that
Uh-uh.
then I'll now that I've got your attention, where's that last piece? I want to show you guys. Here's the last cool piece I picked up. Now that is
Look
that's
at
not
that shape.
This is like I think it's called Dugan glass. And it's old. So I'm thinking this is like the 20s again.
I like that it's so even. It looks like handkerchief or I forgot what they call it.
But it's like it's not the handkerchief. It's kind of like what it looks like a cross almost or something.
I know. It's so even.
A piece of cereal, something like that.
And look at the swirls on the
Yeah,
inside.
it's got a lot going on to it. Big $4 for that piece.
Woo, $4. Woo! Beautiful.
This was one that I
Oh
made some money.
yes.
That
That has
spent,
a hard to say name.
and that's got the hobnail going on. And
Yes.
this one, a woman almost karate chopped me when I got it
Oh
before she,
yeah. And you
because I
just gave her an
called the day
elbow.
before to see if I could get this piece of glass, and they said yes. I said, how much? And it was like $20. I said, can you set it aside? And they said yes. I
Uh-huh.
still was there first, and a woman drove from a bunch of miles away. She says, where's that piece of glass? They said, he bought it. She says, that's not fair. I drove over 100 miles there or
That's
something,
not
80 miles
fair.
or something. And she was upset. And I said, what do you want me to do? I'm not going to give it to you. So
No.
I got it. And this
Oh,
is
and
another.
I wish I could remember the name of that one because it's a name for those little things sticking up.
Those, yeah, they a lot of milk glass. I've seen milk glass, but now I'm starting to see the glass.
Mhm.
This is a cool piece too.
Oh, that looks like a swung pitcher.
Yeah, that's kind of funky, but it's like it's kind of like a Miami Dolphins thing going on here. Kind of pink, but it's glass, it's thick, so it's cool.
Yeah, she should have called first. She should have Venmoed her money. So do you sell your stuff at Antique Boots or eBay or you said
Okay.
Etsy?
I would like to do an antique booth, but they're so they're too it's too high, you know, that I don't want to give a $200 a month for a closet size space,
Right.
and then they take a percentage of your sale, your item, I think that you sell,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then I can do better. Just give it to eBay. I give my
Mhm.
13% to them on each sale. What's Macari? Same thing.
Uh, yes. 10,
13.
10 plus 3%
Yeah.
plus some 10,
Yeah.
or I don't know. Yeah. 13%.
So I've known people that sell on Macari, but I've never. I don't even look on there. So and you sell glass on there?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um, I
I'll look
I
sometime.
sold most recently a little blue. Remember I showed it last week? A candy dish, an open
Oh,
can. Sold it for 18 plus shipping, and I think I paid 3. So
yeah. So that's a nice flip.
that was a nice one, yeah. And
What
the person actually, huh?
what was I going to say about Macari though? Oh, well, it's all buy it now there. There's no auctions, or do they have auctions too?
No auctions.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, the person just left me a review. 5 stars. They didn't say anything, but sometimes people will leave really nice feedback, and that's when I I sold a record, and the person said that they were going to give it to their mom for their 70th birthday or something like that. One time last Christmas, somebody bought a DVD or a movie, and it was an old one. I'm not sure. Maybe I forgot a collector's set of Marilyn Monroe. I don't know. It was something like that. And the person said they gave it to their boss who was elderly and they didn't really do much in life anymore except watch old movies. And so they were very appreciative. So that's what I like about Macari. The nice feedback and very, very little competition with other resellers because there's, that's still growing. It's still, and then people take horrible pictures. So if you take good pictures, you're already a winner. Yes.
So I don't. I throw it out on either. There's a table there with the almost white background. Just start taking pictures. If the stuff I'm selling is not, there's not 90 of the same thing out there. So except the
Right.
glass. Except glass is tough. Now some of that stuff sits for a year and then it sells.
Yes.
I got a
Yes.
piece of Moon and Stars on now, and it's priced right there with everybody else's, but it doesn't sell. And other ones, those candy dishes go quick. They'll go real fast. So some things do, and I think that's missing the lid. So that's maybe why it doesn't.
Right.
If you got the top, I've got the bottom. So check it out.
uh,
So that's just a bunch of stuff that's in here, plus
oh,
Hot
man.
Wheels and Godzillas and anything else. And coffee cans. There's like cameras, mixers.
Did
I
did
called an
you
old
make
mixer. What's that?
did you make those shelves
No,
because you knew you had to put stuff, or did you buy your house with shelves and then it became where you put all your stuff?
no, these were on again Facebook Marketplace. A dude had them and 50 for the whole wall.
Wow.
He took it all apart, and I got there and I'm looking at them and saying, "Why did I buy these?" And then when I got home and set it up in the basement for the first year, where I thought I was going to be,
Uh-oh.
and now they're up here. Took it all back down, brought it all back up here. But a lot of that stuff that was on at the time down there, half of that stuff sold. So things change all the time on here. What do I like?
Um,
You could
how
say
many
most of it. There's a whole section of this. This is something I like. So there's these. These are Coleman camp lanterns, and another thing these are worth some bucks. I get them for $5, $10 at yard sales, and
Uh-huh.
this one's a rarer one that you won't see a lot. These took little gas containers, so these were pretty dangerous at one
Oh.
time. But these are Pyrex. They count as glass. If glass is there, it counts as glass.
And how long have you been selling stuff, Harry?
Forever.
Oh yeah.
eBay, way, on and off for years, and then I started really getting into it. Started following people on YouTube and that make a living, and said, you know what, I'm gonna really pump it up. Now I'm gonna find out when the tax thing happens this year
Mm-hmm.
what I got to do for next year, because I want to really, like, I got 240 listings, so next year I want to get to 500. So
Oh.
we'll see. That's the goal. So
And keep growing it until you retire and then take over
well,
full time.
retire and then do this full time. I would rather say quit and do it full time, but my wife won't hurt that. Yeah, quit work, because it's a guarantee. Everything's a guarantee. So
Yeah, yeah. Well, you have quite an inventory to get you going.
yeah, here was another cool piece I had hidden too. This has
Oh,
little flea bite on the bottom. Now I think that's another 1920s piece of it.
oh, wow.
Kind
That
of got
looks like
some gold inlet, fancy handle, very nice. What are your little plants? Or I don't. It's not a creamer. I don't think. I think it's a pitch. Considered a
dang,
pitcher.
it's beautiful.
Yeah, that was a $3 or $2 buy at in the fall. There was a whole table of that stuff. So I was grabbing.
Mm.
I bought like 10 things off of that table and ended up still under $20. Got a Fenton frog. I got that. I got I bought some stuff off of them. That was pretty cool.
Uh-huh.
Then up the street, there was more stuff, and I kind of snubbed the milk glass, and she had some good stuff, but I wasn't patient to wait to watch her bring it out. And when I come back later in the afternoon, it was gone. She
Oh,
had some good pieces.
you didn't say I drove 100 miles.
No, I said go for that. I bought a traffic light that day, and that
Oh, neato.
sold it quick. So that was pretty cool. And somebody picked it up at my house off of eBay. So they said, my brother lives
Oh,
like 50 miles from you. Can he pick it up? I said, absolutely.
oh, cool.
That's the only traffic light I ever bought, and I did sell it. So out the door it went. And counts as glass because there's 3 pieces of glass there. So
That's right. That's
glass.
right. It counts as glass.
And I'm
My
the
necklace
liberal.
counts. This little ball here, it's a glass ball and it has a picture of Garfield's girlfriend, Arlene. So I'm wearing glass.
Yeah, that's cool. Because
It
we're
counts.
suckers for glass. That's right.
Well, thank you everybody for coming. It's already been an hour of
Ooh.
wonderful talk of all kinds of glass, all kinds of tips. I'm still shocked about those insulators. I'm gonna brush up on that because I don't want to be buying no $5 insulator, and I don't want to leave behind the $300 insulator
Well, if it's cobalt or if it's a different color, the purples and
with
stuff.
the
There
white
are
snow. Uh-huh.
Yeah, but there are people have started dipping them and stuff like that too. So
Oh, that's cheating.
it looks too clean. A lot of people they'll text me on if you on Instagram,
Oh,
and
okay.
sometimes
For
I
your
can catch
opinion.
it and I'll say no, they're just a box of commons or something like that. But take them always and look up into the sun, and you start seeing these big, thick brown swirls or white milky swirls. Then you got something cool, and if it's a couple dollars, grab it because you got something that's desirable.
Ah, very good. Very good. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Harry. And tune in next
Fun,
week. We're
fun.
going to have Nana Tink on. So that's going to be fun, fun too. All right. Have a great week and talk to y'all later.
Peace.
Bye.